Hi everyone, I remain Ugo King. This is the moment of reality to know and learn a lot of things you never know before concerning Israel. I got a call a couple of months ago from a friend who is doing research in Nigeria concerning events and history. So while we were discussing, he said it's been a long time, but there is a reason he called me. And the reason is this. He really wants to know what makes Israel one of the greatest and most powerful country on this planet Earth, and at this very century. I laughed somehow because he asked a question no one have ever asked me before, besides trying to verify what is really going on in Israel, because they heard a lot of stories. They just want to confirm if what they heard about Israel remains the real truth. Now, I have to say this. I told him, give me a couple of hours, I will get back to you because I'm in the middle of my work. So when I called him back, I started to explain a lot of things that are quite exceptional, things that are quite peculiar concerning the potentials of Israel and what makes Israel one of the greatest on this planet Earth. First and foremost, I said to him, do you know that Israel is one of the countries in this world that the Prime Minister said, never again will Israel suffer the way they did in the past. And that was Benjamin Netanyahu. When they were making commemoration of Holocaust incident, he said never again will any human being subject Israel to what they can. In agriculture, in agriculture, Israel is number one. Can you imagine that Israel can plant any vegetable on top of rock, on top of gravel, and in the next couple of months, it will germinate and become grainy and produce fruits and produce seeds and produce whatever you think that is the reason for the target. He was asking me certain questions. I said, I am a witness. I said, yes, it's supposed to be a surprise to you because it's like a fiction I'm telling you. But believe it or not, Israel can have the capacity, Israel have the where-withal in agriculture to feed the whole world if they are given the chance. I said, let me blow your mind. In terms of security, Israel is impenetrable. Whatever idea the greatest criminal on this planet Earth decide to carry out on Israel, the moment he steps into this Jewish soil, everything will be deflected completely. And that makes them one of the greatest insecurity outfits. You cannot defeat them. You cannot overcome them. You cannot maneuver them. You cannot manipulate in any situation concerning security in Israel. No one ever have defeated them in any war front, in any criminal tendencies, beside the days of Holocaust. Every leader in this world respects them for this. And they are training a lot of countries concerning serious ways to contain crime and criminality. I said to him again, do you know health-wise, Israel is the number one country that vaccinated 99.9% of the citizens during the corona outbreak. Beside the measure the country used at that very moment, the worst case of COVID-19 could have been a history from Israel. But today, Israel remains number one to contain this pandemic. And it happened within a shortest time frame, which everyone raised a thumb for them. Now, after giving him much of these points, I said, okay, listen attentively. Have you heard this for the first time in your life? Israel is number one country that assassinated a top target with remote-controlled gun. It was a big surprise and a breakthrough, which any other superpower on this planet Earth have never done before. And if you are doubting, that's why I try to extract this video of little things that will make you to understand what I'm trying to explain. Now, let me read this. He said, the father of Iran's nuclear weapons program was at the top of Israel's hit list for 14 good years. On November 27, 2020, after a failed attempt to kill him a decade earlier, the Mossad finally managed to assassinate Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. Listen, you know, in every country, they have what they call the topmost secret agent, the topmost, security agents. Just like America have the FBI. Britain got MI5 or MI6. Then in Israel here, they got the Mossad. Like the zoo country, Nigeria. Do you know what? They got DSS. So, now, to explain to you, or for you to understand the length these people exploited to get rid of this father of nuclear weapon from Iran. Okay, let me give you more stuffs. He said here, their weapon of choice, a remote-controlled machine gun that required no one or no on-site operative and utilized advanced artificial intelligence technology, according to a report by New York Times. He said again, the deadly weapon was special model of a Belgian-made FN Mag machine gun, which was attached to an advanced robotic apparatus. The New York Times reported it weighed about a ton and was controlled by Mossad operatives outside of Iran, thus ensuring the safety of all Israeli agents. Intelligence officials told the media outlet, in order to get the weapon into the country, the Times said it was smuggled into Iran piece by piece and was secretly assembled in time for the hit. They said the Mossad had been following Fakhrizadeh since 2007. The Times reported, and the Israeli National Intelligence Agency reportedly set in motion plans to assassinate him in the late 2019 after discussions with former President Donald Trump and high-ranking U.S. officials. Fakhrizadeh was a top target because Israeli intelligence officials said he was leading Iran's efforts to build a nuclear weapon, a nuclear bomb, just to destroy every neighbor that raises hand against Iran or the surrounding sister countries. Israel had considered a variety of methods to assassinate Fakhrizadeh. According to the Times, and the Mossad had weighed up detonating a bomb near his armed convoy, forcing him to halt and attacking him with snipers. The plan was shelved. Instead, the remote-controlled machine gun idea was floated. The Times of US reported that the computerized weapon was attached to an abandoned-looking pickup truck, which was fixed with cameras and explosives. It was positioned at a major junction on Fakhrizadeh's road to his hometown by Iranian agents working with the Mossad of Israel. Once Fakhrizadeh's vehicle arrived at the junction, the Mossad operatives outside of Iran used the cameras to positively identify their target and unleashed a hail of bullets from the remote-controlled machine gun. He got out of his car, the New York Times said, and was hit with 3 more bullets that tore into his spine. Reportedly, his bodyguards looked confused as they could not see an obvious assailant. The kill took less than 60 seconds, and only Fakhrizadeh was killed. And mind you, in this same very car where they eliminated or assassinated Fakhrizadeh was his wife, and his wife was unhurt by the bullet. I said, okay, listen, most countries on this planet Earth fight different wars. They create problems against each other, and they defend themselves against, every attack. All those weapons you hear today that are one of the best, that makes America #1 in the world. It is created, it is manufactured and stored in Pentagon. Without Israel, there is no history concerning Pentagon that creates the most deadly weapon on this earth. Imagine when you will be talking about supersonic or the worst arsenal that history have ever given to mankind. All of them, 99.9% of them are manufactured by the Jews. I say without the Jews in Pentagon, there is nothing like calling America #1 superpower on this planet Earth. After this, chapter, it gladdened his heart that he hit a breakthrough. What I have to mention, just for the few, there are a lot of potentials, discoveries, technological achievements technological breakthroughs that gave Israel number one spot concerning things that makes the world go round. He said, okay. He said, there's no way he will doubt again. And he finally believed that Israel really got the potentials that gave them the number one spot on this earth. In all ramifications, stick with this channel. I will continue to update you in some other ways. They said we continue to learn till the last day of our life on this earth. I thank you for watching. See you on top.